Hello again, everyone. This is Joe Henches with Beyond the Chart, and this is technical analysis of Stratasys, SSYS. Okay, it's one of these 3D stocks that is all the rage these days, or it has been. All right, looking at a weekly chart to begin with, you can see that it's been trading since 1994, October 1994. And, initially went up for a year or two, then it collapsed back down in the late 90s. So instead of going to an all-time highs in the year 2000, it kept going down and actually got down below its IPO days, IPO pricing. And we're looking at a bottom here at the end of 2000, actually literally almost at the end of 2000, the week of December 29th. So I think we've got an impulse wave 1 up here into 2003. A corrective flat, expanded flat that really lasted for several years and bottomed over here in April 2009. And so you can see that, the sell-off that happened with the whole financial crisis, yeah, it was bad. I mean, it took it down from where's the price? At $27, $30 down to, so it cut it by 2/3. So, I mean, that's pretty substantial. It's just it didn't take it back nearly down in the trading. So right here where I've got this line across, that's $10 a share, okay? So really, until 2003, this thing was underneath $10 a share for, 9 years. Okay, then it comes back down slightly below $10 a share, bottoms. Now I think we're in the third impulse wave. And I think we have 1, 2, 3, I believe we've concluded a fourth primary wave. So I think we're in the third impulse wave up, but we are about to be in, or we have started the fifth wave of that impulse wave. So the real question is, have we started and how far do we go with that wave? Let's go ahead and take a look at the daily chart. So if here's the top of the third primary wave, so now we're looking at a corrective fourth wave. So again, is this a zigzag? This looks like an ABC zigzag correction to me. And then the question is, did it correct enough? And I believe it has, from what we're typically looking for. Now this one, let's look at one here. If you say, okay, what was the correction here? This was deep. It was 61.8% of this entire move. It doesn't look like it, but we're using semi-log, so everything's in percentages. Okay, and then you say, well, okay, if that's the case, well then, now we're looking at, of course, we haven't completed 3 yet. That was impulse wave 2, so that's not exactly what I'm looking for. Here's what I'm looking for. Long wave 2. Okay, so let's, love when it does that. Okay, we'll try this again. Now, this is where you have a problem. I have a problem because it grabs. Anyway, the bottom line is it always wants to grab the Keltner channels whenever the price ends at the Keltner channels, and I have a difficulty unless I want to delete that, and I don't want to do that. So bottom line is this is a deep correction. It's corrected probably 50% of this entire move. So whenever you have a wave 2 that's deep, corrective down like this, wave 4 is typically shallow. Okay, it's the opposite. They alternate. Okay, so let's take a look at wave 3, see if we can grab it. We'll take it to the top of wave 3, and now we've pulled back just a little over 38.2%, so it's probably about 40% or so. So typically a wave 4 is going to go somewhere around 38. That's kind of the target. So we're right in the zone where the perfect amount of retracement to satisfy a minimum move in terms of retracement. So now we've got a zigzag. Well, that's the other thing I wanted to just mention. This was a strong zigzag down, so I was really looking for something that was opposite of that, a flat. And so that's my only concern, that I'm getting another zigzag, and typically it will alternate, although it is alternating from the depth of the pullback. Okay, so given that, here's what we're looking at. I think that we may be kicking off with a minor wave 1 of the next primary wave. Okay, wave 2 pullback, and then you get this really strong pop up here, huge volume. Here's the other thing to look at. On the RSI on this move got way overbought, very strong. A lot of times that tells you you're kicking off a move, you're heading off in that direction. That helps reinforce to me that this move probably is wave one, okay? And then look at this huge volume on this gap up. I will say the alternate scenario in here is if, you know, that this is, you know, kind of an A, B, C, and it's a W, what we call a W, and then we get this, and it's, you know, an X, and then you're going to be doing something like this as a Y. That's an alternate scenario. Right now, I'm leaning towards, you know, that this is 1, and this is 2, and that this is 3. Okay. Now here's the other scenario that I like about that, and you know, I talked about the momentum with the RSI kickoff. Here's the other thing: when you connect these tops up here, all of a sudden, this starts to look like some type of a head and shoulders consolidation pattern. Now, granted, this one is a little deeper than this one, although not necessarily. Let's try something else. Let's go back and let's look at this line. Have I got the mouse? No, let me see. Oh, I know what it's doing. Okay, here, now I got it. Okay, now we'll do a parallel to this. Bring this down to the left shoulder and say, okay, where is it in terms of the right shoulder? I like to do this just to make a change. And it's pulled back right to the depth of the left shoulder. So from a symmetry standpoint, the shape's not exactly the same, but the depth of the right shoulders is, you know, definitely the depth of the left shoulder. So we've got the real good possibility that this thing is getting ready to, you know, to do that. And of course, then the move would be up here and breaking, you know, the neckline and heading up. So right now I'm going to go with this, and we're going to go with this, and we'll watch and see what the wave structure is. All right, this went a little long, but it was kind of interesting to look at Stratasys. So this has been Joe for Beyond the Chart. If you felt this was helpful, please share it on social media. And if you're not a subscriber, just click on the little red box here and download the PDF I've got for you and subscribe. See you on the next video.